Passengers, please have your boarding passes and passports ready for boarding. Thank you.
Until they rock the trunk. Keep it style and they wonder where I got it from. What you see? I appreciate the hospitality, Connecticut. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. Yalla habibi wala wala baby. What y'all was saying like breezy.
Ray Mysterio. I feel like Ray Mysterio, 619 on the turnbuckle scenario. Dudes wanna beg for a cameo in the video. Always want a nigga to rap. I'm going silly.
First and foremost, International Santos, you fucking killed it tonight. Yo, what was your mind going through when you first stepped on the stage?
Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna be honest. A lot. I think the last thing I was really thinking about was the music I was gonna play, if I'm being honest. This was an event that I didn't just DJ, but I actually had the privilege of promoting. So I had a lot of moving pieces. So it wasn't just about my set. I had a whole production schedule front to back about how we were gonna do it, who was gonna perform, everything from the LED screen all the way down to the guest list. So I ain't gonna lie, I was all over the place. So, but the fact that it was successful, I'm like a sense of relief right now going on. You know what I'm saying?
Who is International Santos? Who is the man behind the booth?
I think International Santo is just a music lover, man, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Just a fan. Naturally, I'm an introvert. I don't usually really like to talk to too many people. I'm not really like a social guy. But it's just like when I step on stage, it's like an alter ego. It's like a way where I could kind of use the music to express myself. So whatever I can't do in a conversation and whatever I can't do verbally with words, I try to do with music. And I just use music as a way to try to help articulate how I'm feeling and try to connect with people, man. That's why I just want to make people have a good time, have fun,
Stutters mentioned you have over 20 years in the game. They told me that you started around 12 years old.
He just exposed my old age.
Listen, everybody's young nowadays.
It's called wisdom, goddamn.
All right. But what inspired you at those 12 years old to begin to DJ?
Like I said, it was just me being a fan. So I'm gonna tell you exactly, right? So I would buy albums, whatever new would come out. It'd be a CD or tape that would come out, and there'd be songs on the albums that wasn't on the radio. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put all my favorite songs off of all these albums on a tape and give those out because I like to see people's reaction when they heard songs that they probably never heard before. So I would curate mixtapes when I was like 12 years old, and I would give them out for Christmas, give them out for birthdays, and I would get like a kick of sharing new music with people that they weren't familiar with. So I was DJing even before I knew what a DJ was. You know?
When you hear the name Danny A, the promoter, how big of an impact was that for you?
Oh wow, Danny A, man, yeah, Danny A. He's the one that pretty much when I first started, he was doing all the team parties in my area. Now, he was a promoter, so I was young in the game. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I just knew I loved music. So I wasn't just DJing, I was actually making music at the time. And so the reason why, how I met him was through a showcase that he did. Now, we performed at the showcase. He was like, listen, man, you guys are passionate about what you do. I could use some sub-promoters, help me out with some parties. So I was like, all right, cool. So we started promoting for him. Next thing you know, he's like, hey, listen, I heard you DJ. Because he knew me to the music. So I'm like, to making music. So I was like, yeah, I DJ, a little bit here and there in my basement, whatever. And he was like, listen, I'll have you open up for DJ G.O.A.T at one of my parties. Pick up the turntables, just make it happen. So I was like, shh, you gotta tell me twice. I'm like, shit, I guess I'll be there, you know what I'm saying? So I went from making music, not really sure if I really wanted to DJ, to Danny opening up that door to be like, okay, well, I guess I got no choice at this point. I got to take that opportunity. And from there, I never looked back.
What's the next step for you with music?
The next step, man, is trying to get into a position where I could just focus more on producing than DJing. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm ever going to give up DJing or retire or anything like that. That's not where I'm going with it. My point is I just want to focus on what I want to do rather than what I feel like I have to do. So I think that's the goal for everybody, regardless of what you're doing. I think we all just want to do stuff that we're passionate about. And I'm passionate about making music. I'm passionate about DJing, but sometimes it does feel like work when you're trying to run around and try to get the bag. Like, today was a long day, but today was worth it because we curated today, and it was a lot of dots that we connected. So I'd rather do the hard work now to get to the point where I can kick back and say, okay, I can afford this music, and DJ whenever I want to DJ.
ADHD, and we're working with them. What's that like?
So ADHD is a record label owned by Chris Webby. Chris Webby is an independent artist from Connecticut. He started, crashingthatpiff.com to now he's crushing Spotify. So when I say that to say, he transitioned from the days where, mixtapes and everything like that were a thing to now streaming. So everything that I learned off of ADHD is priceless. I learned from where I started of, the guerrilla marketing, being hands-on, to learning what an algorithm is and how an algorithm works and how, consistency will build your algorithm and things like that. So just having ADHD, being hands-on with whatever they're doing, they're an open book for me. So any questions that I ever ask, it's an open book. So I learned a lot from ADHD. So shout out to Chris Webby and shout out to ADHD.
I'm gonna quick fire you right now with some questions. Let's talk about the highlights of your career. Playing at all the Rolling Louds, what was the emotions when you got that call or when you knew that you were going to do it?
So the first text that I get from my brother Armin was, he asked me if I was available to do the Rolling Loud, and this is at a time where we were just kind of coming out of quarantine. I was on some like, hey listen man, world's opening back up, I'm going to take my time getting back into it. I've been working my ass off my whole life. I'm just going to I'm going to try to spend a little bit more time preparing, building my team, my foundation, and then I'm gonna go outside. The universe didn't line it up that way. When I got that text, it was like, okay, well you got no choice but to get your ass the fuck outside. And not only that, but if you're gonna go outside, you gotta monetize to take advantage of that. So I said, you know what? That put the battery in my back to say, you know what? I'm gonna go 100% again instead of like fucking around and half-assing and shit like that. So Rolling Loud was an opportunity for me to say, you know what? I'm gonna get on my shit and I'm gonna go full force hard. You know what I'm saying? So it was from 0 to 100 basically when I got that call. You know what I mean?
And working with Nas in Detroit and 50 Cent here in Shrine too.
Yeah,
what was that? Is it surreal? Because I like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
He's a legend in the game.
Yeah, of course. I think 50, it could have went two ways. You know how it is. Like, either he's gonna come and fucking body slam me and put me in a headlock, or we're gonna, ultimately, it'll work out. We'll be friends. So I was a little nervous about how he was gonna react because I'm not gonna lie, 50 is a person that is a legend. But we know how particular he is, of course, right? Because we know he's a producer too. He produces the TV, everything like that. So he pays attention to detail. So I said, you know what? I just want to make sure that he's comfortable and he can let his guard down to be able to give the people a good time. And I think I did a good job doing that. So 50 was a lot of fun. And the Nas is just self-explanatory, bro. Like, come on, man, we opened up for Nas, bro. And Detroit with Royce the 5'9" being there. And Shady, Eminem, that's my favorite. That's come on, man. Eminem is the greatest of all time. Eminem Nas. So for the fact that I got an opportunity to do that, it's crazy.
Chris Webby, you want to hop in here?
Sure, why not?
Oh, here, hold this, right here.
What do we got here?
Say a few words.
How you doing? It's good to be out here. Santo is my guy.
Still standing?
It's still standing. I'm tired. I've been in the studio 2 weeks straight. Some crazy shit. New music's coming. We're going back on the road. I'm holding this weird little fake mustache. This is crazy. Yeah, we're going on the road. Inappropriate Tour Part 2. It's gonna be fire.
We're kicking it off Colorado.
Yeah.
420 weekend.
420 weekend.
Hell yes.
Hop in there.
That's why I
Take
came.
this little
Hop
thing.
in there. Look at this crew right here.
What is this? Is this the mic?
That's the mic right there.
Hey, I'm honored to be here with the legend from Connecticut, my brother Chris Webby and DJ Santo. Santo, today was
I'll take that legend shout out.
You made me work today.
I think you're putting me in the same group as this man. This man right here is a legend. I'm working on it.
This man right here opened all the doors. We already know that. I'm not from Connecticut, but I know the history. You know what I'm saying? This man right here, close. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he's that guy.
He really is that guy. I told him today, like, man, you really good, bro. Like, you really good at what you do. Shout out to DJ Santo. Thank y'all for having me today. Yalla Habibi featuring French Montana dropping this Friday. You heard?
And all of you guys are
Connecticut, what?
Your bum Mirage Clock.
If you were to start over again, what advice would you give yourself?
This is the thing. I think this goes for anybody, not just creatives. When you go into a situation, you got to think about what am I bringing to the table, right? I don't think about what's in it for me. And I think just that karma alone and being selfless and try to work on building leverage. You know, so I think a big part of the problem that holds people back, including myself, I've been there, is entitlement. I think that, you know, even with tonight, I worked my fucking ass off, like you just said earlier, 20 years. But I walk into that room and I assume that not a single person knows me. So the reason why I say that is because I want to work and I want to win them over. So I can't go in there assuming that they owe me anything. Because really, at the end of the day, we're just as good as what we're doing right now. You know, so I just want everybody to know consistency and make sure that you understand when you go into a situation, what am I bringing to the table, not what's in it for me.
We're not young.
Thank you, bro.